Welcome back, everybody, to the ELEV8 podcast. Thank you guys for tuning in, watching, listening. Want to start off by saying that we do not have any sponsors for this episode or for the podcast yet. So all we ask of you guys is that you subscribe, like, and share this content with everybody. Post it on Instagram, Snapchat, send it to your friends and family. And George also wants to talk about the subscriptions that we have. So George, why don't you tell him the analytics on that?
So you guys, you need to subscribe, like, and share. Share with your friends on all different platforms. We've got 72% of the people who are watching this are not subscribers. Mm-hmm. So we need them to subscribe. Do all that. Help us out so that we can continue to bring this information to you. So, having said that, like, subscribe. We won't charge anything. There's no fees to any of this. This is just, us athletes, whomever's sitting here, guests, whatever. They're doing this on their time, and so we're doing this in order for you to learn something. Understand that you can be up here. You have a platform, but you got to go out there and do something. So, today's guest is someone that's special, someone that's been here with us for a while, someone that has exceeded her own expectations, someone that has worked extremely hard to get to this level, somebody that excelled in and out of the classroom, someone that, which the part of the story which I like most about her story is that she never stepped foot on a high school track.
Incredible.
And still went D1.
Yeah.
So we're going to talk about that, everything and anything to know about Abbie Alvarado at Lipscomb University in Nashville, Tennessee.
Yep.
Welcome.
Welcome, Abbie.
Hey, glad to be here.
Oh, I'm sure you are. You're probably hungry, right?
Yeah, very hungry.
Yeah, I figured that. Abbie was like savage. Abbie is the only athlete that has come through ELEV8 that always had an RTD, ready to drink protein shake.
Yep.
I remember that.
She's the only athlete that listened to that part, and she knew that was vital for her recovery, for her training, etc. She I don't know, how does that go now, Abbie? Now that you're at the big time school, D1, like, do they have like shakes for you guys, or how does that work? Do you have to pay for them, or we're gonna get? I mean, I'm just throwing this out there just because I want to know, but we're gonna get to all the meat and potatoes of it all. What you're doing?
Yeah. Well, I mean, they do have protein shakes for us sometimes.
Okay.
Like, it takes a lot of like manpower to bring those boxes of protein shakes into the workout room.
Right.
I've been part of it, like with the dietitian helping her put the protein shakes in the fridge, but sometimes like the bigger athletes like basketball, baseball, they take it all. So
thanks, guys.
Yeah. Thanks.
Yeah, gotta work on that, Abbie.
Yeah, I know.
You need your protein. I know. You need it. So she's a special guest. She's home for the summer. She's one of our ELEV8 coaches. Also, we are in collaboration with her as far as ELEV8 Nutrition. She is our advisor for nutrition. She's actually working on getting her, her PhD in
well, I have to first get my master's,
right,
and then hopefully maybe a PhD. Yeah. But that's my dream.
You're gonna get it.
And the major is nutrition?
It's called dietetics.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, Abbie's gonna help the athletes this summer in preparing their meals. We're gonna have. Is that correct? Can you tell us? Will we have the Instagram page? Is that what it is?
Yeah.
Okay. And so we're gonna. And everybody who is currently and enrolls with ELEV8 is gonna have access to you. Is that how that's gonna work?
Yeah, probably.
Okay.
If they want to. Yeah.
Okay. No, they need
Which
to.
Which they should. Yeah.
They need
you guys
to.
need to.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Abbie's a legend here at ELEV8. For those of you that don't know, I'm not going to spoil it for everybody, but she is a legend here. And you'll understand why when I get down to it. So Abbie, you grew up in Laredo. You were raised in Laredo, right?
Yep. Yeah.
Okay. And so tell us, how was your childhood?
Well, I was a gymnast for like 8 years, and I went back and forth between gymnastics and cheerleading, and then I ultimately chose gymnastics. But it's always been like school and then sports, school and sports. Like I've known nothing different except that.
So right when you went to college, it's pretty much school and sports.
Yeah,
right?
the same thing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
same thing. So nothing has
Not
wavered.
much has changed.
No, nothing has changed, huh?
Well, a little bit. Like I've been exposed to like a lot of new people and new friends and stuff like that. So yeah.
So was it a culture shock?
Oh yeah, definitely. It was culture shock.
I
Like
bet.
coming from like Laredo, which is like near the border of Mexico, like, and going to Nashville, like country. I didn't know country was a big thing in Nashville until
What?
Yeah, exactly.
That's like the only thing they have going for them.
I know.
Whoa. Tennessee Titans. They have a hell of a running back.
Bro, the Vols, the Volunteers, that's all I know. I didn't even know
What?
the Titans were from there.
What? Oh,
The baseball
Vanderbilt.
team.
Vanderbilt's from
And
there.
Tennessee
Vanderbilt.
Vols.
No, Vanderbilt. No, Tennessee's in Knoxville. Yeah.
Knoxville is in Tennessee.
Yeah, Knoxville's
Right.
in Tennessee.
Oh, okay. Yeah, okay. I'm sorry. I thought we were talking about Nashville.
No. But
yeah,
so,
so she's in Nashville.
so is there no Hispanics there?
Oh, there are. There
But
are.
very little.
Yeah, very little. I'm like
Yeah.
the minority.
And any in track though?
I'm the only one.
Or what about any other sports?
I
Are
mean,
you still the only Hispanic?
no,
kid?
there's like, like soccer players
Oh, okay.
and
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
baseball. So yeah.
Wow. Okay. So childhood. So what middle school, elementary school, what in high school?
Okay. Well, I went to Barbara Faskin Elementary and then United Middle. And then for high school, I only attended JB Alexander for like 2 years. And then I went off to a college academy called the Stags Academy for the rest of my high school years.
So how does that work? I know academics has played a huge part considering your parents
Oh, yeah.
are both in academia.
Mhm.
So how did that work for you? Like going to that school, what is it, Stags? You
Yeah,
said?
the Stags Academy.
Yeah. How was that? Like, how did that play a part in your high school career? Like, how did you feel about that?
I definitely have like some positive and negative thoughts. Like the positive, I got my my general courses over with, and I was given the time to actually concentrate on them and give them my best. Like general chemistry, like I succeeded in it because with the support of my parents, and I didn't have to worry about like getting a job because school was all I really was going for, and yeah, I was prepared for it.
Yeah.
When did you get into track? Because you said you were a gymnast for 8 years. Were you also doing track while you were a gymnast? Or?
So it was just one summer, like Lindsay, like she asked my mom, she's like, hey, like she should join like a track program.
So you were already training here?
Yeah, I was for gymnastics.
Oh, okay.
And then they saw that I had some speed, so
Some speed, yeah. Probably a little speed,
Just a little speed.
nothing crazy.
yeah. And so I was like, you know what? Let's give it a try. So I think it was their first time running a summer track program, and I was in it and I loved it. And they saw great potential in me, and so I was like, I can go far with this. And so I decided to switch from gymnastics to track, which was a huge switch for me and my parents as well. So yeah.
Yeah, you're going from indoor air conditioned to outdoor 120 black tracks in Austin, Texas,
Yeah.
right?
Oh.
Yeah.
This is the worst.
Yeah, I'm sure your parents love that.
Oh, they definitely loved it. No complaints whatsoever.
I can only imagine,
Oh.
right? I can only imagine. But check this out, Abbie. So you were running. So your freshman and sophomore year, you were running what summer track with ELEV8, right?
Yeah. Mhm.
Wow, that's crazy. So I heard this story that you went to go run at Texas State. How old were you when you ran at Texas State?
I think I was a freshman in high school.
So what, 14, 15 years old?
Yeah.
You ran against a pro Adidas runner.
Yeah.
That's crazy. And you got what? What position? You got third or fourth or something like that?
I'm not sure. I don't remember, but I mean, I guess I was
You were up there.
a little up there. Yeah.
That's crazy because I remember standing behind some coaches. They were shorter than me, so I was standing behind them, and they were arguing about your age.
Oh my
I remember. I'll
gosh.
never forget that. I'll never forget that because I was there. I mean, we were there as ELEV8, and there was Alvaro was there with you too, and I'm like, here's Abbie running with that. And didn't you get a picture with her or something?
Yeah, I did.
Yeah, okay.
Lindsay told me to get a picture with her, and so I did.
That's insane. At 14, 15 years old, can you imagine?
Was that your first race?
No.
No?
That was like we were just training for spring, and so that was like a
So she
That's
just
still pretty
kind of
cool. That's
jumped
very
on the
cool.
track with a pro athlete, and yeah, I'm just gonna go run this.
So was that your like first big race, I guess? Or
no.
either?
Wait. No, it wasn't. It was just like a little like practice meet, and she was there apparently. So I didn't know I was running against her.
Oh, okay.
And I was just put in whatever lane
It was
and
the
heat.
open heat, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so I just raced, and I didn't care who was next to me or beside me. Just had to do what I had to do. Yeah.
Yeah, that's crazy. That was crazy. I remember that. I'll never forget that. That was an awesome moment for you. So you ran, what was it, 3 years, 4 years with ELEV8 Summer Track?
I think it was four years.
Okay.
Mhm.
And so I know you had this awesome year in Summer Track. Tell us about that awesome year.
Oh, that was a year to remember. I always look back to it. So I was originally a 100-meter runner, and I wasn't doing too hot in it. I don't know what was wrong, but like during practice, Lindsay told us to run a 400-meter after doing such like a really hard workout. And I don't know, I was just like, I felt like such a peace come over me, and I ran that 400 and I did super well. I beat the boys.
Damn.
Yeah.
And I did throw up afterwards, but it was amazing. And then Lindsay was like, you should probably run the 400-meter the race in the meet. And I was hesitant because the 400-meter hurts.
Yeah.
And I ran my first race in San Antonio, I think.
Yeah.
And I did super well. Like my first 400-meter race, I ran under a minute. And
What?
yeah. She roasted everybody.
I was
But
gonna ask, like, what race did you do? Because I don't know too much about track. So the 400 is just one lap.
One lap.
One
Yeah.
lap. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and she smoked everybody.
And you did it under a minute.
Yeah.
The crazy thing is that we had been, Lindsay and I had actually been talking. Like I think she's a 400-meter runner. I think she might do pretty well at that. And so she did it. I mean, Lindsay told her or asked her, "Hey, why don't you run the 4?"
Yeah.
And so she did. And then what happened that summer?
Oh, okay, more. And
Yeah.
then we went to further competitions, and it was AAU, and I did the 400-meter open, and I think I placed like second in the prelims or something like that, or third. And then as I progressed, like I eventually reached first in the southern region for AAU, which was like a big moment for me because the year before that, like I didn't know where I was going, like with track, because I wasn't doing too hot. And then like this happened. It was like a total miracle. And then I went to the Junior Olympics in, I think, North Carolina, or something like that. Mm-hmm. And it was a great experience for me to finally like succeed.
To get there.
Yeah.
Well, it wasn't a miracle. You were in here working.
Yeah.
George likes
No,
to
she
tell
grinded.
everybody that you want to tell
what?
her how much you did on the hex bar.
Oh, yeah,
Oh my
yeah.
gosh.
So we're going to get into that. Yeah, definitely. For those of you who are watching, I'm just going to throw it out there and think that you can lift some weight. Hex bar, how old were you? I mean, you were 16, 17?
I think I
when you
was
lifted that?
17.
Yeah, so 17 years old, young. She just threw up 565. That's 565 pounds. But that's...
And it was easy.
Yeah,
I guess.
Yeah, there's video
was
out there too.
easy.
Like people freak out when I tell her. Like there was somebody that came in today, and Abbie was just there, and I was telling them, that, "No, that's Abbie." Like, no, like 565.
565 Abbie.
Yeah, and it's like it's legendary because I brag about it.
Thanks,
'Cause she-
George.
I mean, most girls can't even put up 3 plates. On
Most guys, dude. A lot of guys can't do that.
Well, yeah. Well, let's just say anyone who's in high school right now that we have here that can't do it. So yeah. So yeah, so that's the legendary story of Abbie, and there is a video of that. And you know, Axeman's over there looking at that hex bar like, really? Like
Maybe
can
I could do
it?
that. Nah.
Yeah, maybe can I?
Nah.
So So no, she was grinding. It wasn't a miracle. No,
Yeah.
you put in the work. You put in the work, and it was a lot of work.
Oh yeah.
And there was a lot of hot days in that summer. You remember that UTSA track when your people's spikes were burning?
Yeah, that was terrible. My feet were blistered.
Yeah, from the heat. Yeah, it was crazy. Those are all day events, those Saturday. But look, she put in her work. She put her time in. She grinded it out. And look where it took her. So one thing I always tell parents is you're going to make an investment. You're coming to Elevate because you're ready to make that investment in your athlete. And it's like I told her dad, don't worry about what you're spending right now. You're going to see the scholarship she gets. And it's hard to see even, her dad, it's like, it's hard for me to see right now. In gymnastics, I saw it because she went to New Mexico and all these places to compete at a very high level. And it was hard for him to see that in track. So it was tough. And here I am telling him, hey, don't worry about it. It's going to be fine.
Yeah, give me your credit card and don't worry about it.
Yeah, don't worry about it. But at the end, look, she got a phenomenal scholarship and she's running and she's still running and they're paying her school. Isn't that what, again, I say this and I say it lightly. Everybody thinks they want it until they have to go do it.
Yeah.
So a day in life of Abbie at Lipscomb. What's it look like?
Okay, so get up, eat breakfast, go
What
to
time
class.
are
What
you
time
up?
do you get up? Yeah.
Oh, it depends on my classes. Like if I have to 8 a.m. class, get up like at 7, or 7:30, and then
7:30.
7:55 on a bad day.
literally.
Oh, or if it's snowing, it's 7:30.
Yeah. It didn't snow that bad this year.
No.
Yeah, so that was great. It wasn't
Okay.
that cold.
All right.
And then, if I have like a 9 a.m. class, get up like at 8. But this semester, I actually chose to get up at 7 a.m. to
Okay.
go and, do my things. And then I have practice around like 12, and then go eat lunch, and then do some homework, and then go to weights, and then do some homework, go to bed.
What time do you go to bed?
About like 11 or 11:30.
So you're working all day.
Yeah, pretty much.
Even when you're eating, you're working.
Oh,
'cause you
no.
can't eat whatever.
They have great options in the CAF. Like I get to choose like vegetables and stuff like that.
Yeah, I've seen videos. Like the facilities indoor looks super cool.
Yeah.
Like you guys have game rooms. The locker rooms are badass. All the snacks you guys have and everything.
Yeah.
And it's a
pretty good.
D1 school, so I'm pretty sure it's nice.
Well, yeah. There's other schools. Trust me, there's other schools that have like bigger facilities, and it's like, oh my gosh, it's amazing. But yeah, I'm glad that I'm at Lipscomb.
So talking about how nice it is in D1, this, that, and the other. So a funny story. Abbie was in here the summer before she heads off to big Nashville, Tennessee. She's in here, and she's looking through her phone and she's like trying to figure something out. I'm like, Abbie, what's up? And she's like, no, like, oh my gosh, like, I got to put in my order for shoes. Like, well, what do you mean? She's like, yeah, like I have to pick 3 shoes and I don't know. I only see one pair that I like. And I'm like, well, I like others, but I don't know. How many shoes did they tell you, Abbie, to get? I have to pick 3. Well, then pick 3. Like, it hits you at that point when they're telling you, no, you need to get 3 pairs of shoes. And they were Under Armour, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so you need to get shoes, and I don't know what else you were getting. And, like, that's D1 for you, you know? You need to get what they're asking you to get. And if they tell you 3, get 3, you know? And it's you got really nice bags. I've seen your bags that you carry around.
Yeah.
But that is 5 years that Abbie trained with us of all that work and all that time she put in and all that time that she, over there, on the summer programs, and every weekend we were gone. Every weekend, whether it was Houston. You remember when we ran in Houston?
Oh, Houston, yep.
Yeah. So the summer was really crazy, right? Like the summers you were in Houston, we're in San Antonio, we're Austin.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that was pretty crazy. So check this. So you're running at Lipscomb, what have you. What does the day in life look like?
Okay, so I get up at 7:30, maybe 8, depends on what class day. And then I go to class, eat breakfast, go to class. And then around like 12, I go to practice and then eat lunch, do some homework, and then go to weights and do some homework and go to sleep. Yeah. And then repeat.
Is that the same in season and off season, or does that change?
That does change. Like off season, I might add like I'm going to go work at the writing center and help people with their essays. Like I can add in some work in there. But during on season, like we're traveling almost every weekend, so it's hard to like balance like work and just everything. Yeah.
So that bus life must get pretty hectic.
Oh yeah, it does.
Well, what's the longest trip you guys made?
Well, for our conference trip, we had to stop at like Georgia, but it was a 2-day trip to Jacksonville, Florida. Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah.
I can't even do 5-hour rides.
What?
That's too much for me.
I love bus rides because
Yeah.
like I get to just think about life.
Well, you're going to Georgia and Florida though. I'm going to San
Yeah.
Antonio and Houston. It's different.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, Jacksonville, Florida, and then hot Atlanta.
Yeah, literally.
Yeah, literally hot. Yeah, absolutely. So we were talking earlier. Talk to us about. One thing that you did very good here was when you were here was you really dialed in your nutrition. You were taking all those protein shakes every day, and so did your nutrition change while you were over there?
Yeah, it did a lot. Like, I still do like protein and stuff like that, but I was given a cafeteria there. Like, I get to go in and eat whatever I want, so it's really nice. And I get to choose like all my meals and all the vegetables and fruit I want. And I'm given a lot of things there, so it's been great having all those options available for me. And I just get to pick and choose and be creative with what I eat.
Well, yeah, it wasn't given to you. You put in that hard work for it all. I mean, that's trust me, I was out there with you.
Yeah.
On those nice, beautiful July in Austin on a black track.
Yeah, so beautiful.
Yeah,
Loved it.
125 degrees on that black track, and your spikes were melting.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
It's awful. Awful.
Yeah, I'm sure your parents loved that. Huh?
Oh, yeah, definitely. They loved it so much.
Do you go through a lot of spikes because of that, or?
No. Well, okay. Those spikes, like, I'm given, like, new spikes every season.
Okay.
So,
Are those for Lipscomb or
yeah,
no?
for Lipscomb.
Okay.
And my feet don't burn because it's very nice weather at Tennessee. So, don't have that problem over there.
Oh, so it's not hot and hotter, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's crazy. So, you didn't. The story that I like to tell about you, Abbie, is that you never stepped foot on a high school track.
Yeah.
So you ran ELEV8 track every summer.
Yeah.
And you went D1. I think that's the story with you.
Yep.
I don't know of anyone who's ever done that.
Yeah. Every time I tell people about it, they always look at me surprised.
That's a crazy story.
Yeah.
I mean, that's insane. I mean, to do that and to accomplish that, I'm not going to say it's a miracle. I'm not, because you put in the hard work.
Yeah.
And you had the discipline to do it and not to waver. Even though, so tell us about that. So 2020 was your senior year, and that's, we all know, the C19 year.
Mm-hmm.
We all know that was C19. So what were your thoughts going into that? Had you committed yet?
Oh, no. I think that was like my junior year.
Okay.
But that was my first year in college in the Stags Academy. And so I was going through like new things everywhere. And I just came off like a very high off of track. The season for 2020, the summer season for 2020 was phenomenal. Like I went to the Junior Olympics and accomplished things I never accomplished. And then I got back home and everything kind of went south. Like even before like 2020 happened, like we ran out of money. I couldn't pay for training here. Mm-hmm. And so I had to do it alone. And then all of a sudden, like everything shut down, and I felt like I had no options and no hope. So getting at Lipscomb was awesome because I didn't expect it to happen because of the many things that happened. But I'm here now, and it's crazy to look back. Like, this was my dream, and now I'm living it. And all the things that I had to overcome, and all the doubt and the fears and the crying and just not knowing where I was going to go. But at the end of my senior year, I think, in the fall semester of my senior year, I think in December, I committed to Lipscomb, and it was amazing.
You just inspired me.
Welcome.
That's an awesome story. But how did the opportunity, like, who brought that opportunity to you? How did you meet the coach, or what connections did you make?
A former ELEV8 athlete, his name was Alex Torado.
Okay.
He went to Lipscomb, and he came back for winter, and he knew my struggle finding a college, and he talked to the coach for me, and me and my coach got along very well, and it was a hit for us, and so I committed, and it was great. It was everything I wanted and more.
So did you visit, or you just through the phone?
No, I talked to the coach on the phone because I already knew that this was the college I wanted to go to. And my professor, like, she always talks about that. Like, I never visited. I never stepped foot on the campus. I didn't know what I was expecting. I just committed. But yeah, it was a great choice.
And was that the only school that you had in mind? Or were you in contact with other schools too?
I think I was in contact with other schools, but like they didn't really seem to have the desire to.
That a D1 accepted you in those other schools, whatever.
Yeah, I get to rub it in their face now, but
yeah, it would be cool if you went against them. Have you gone against any other schools that you? Also
no,
had in mind,
they're completely different conference though.
Okay.
So yeah.
Well, I'm sure they see you. I'm sure they know they lost a good one.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I mean, geez. So you had to go through some adversity.
Oh yeah.
And then right during C19 and all that happened, you committed and all that. And what people don't realize, for that period of time, you had some losses in there.
Oh yeah.
You know, you had losses. And I guess, being with you for the last, what is it now, 7 years now?
Yeah, 7 years.
So, I mean, I know your story, and it's funny because a lot of people don't want to fail.
Oh, yeah.
And they're afraid of failing. They have a fear of failing. And would you not say that's what made it sweeter, the whole thing? I mean, because you're still in it.
Yeah, still going.
You're still in it.
Yeah.
I mean, you're still training. You're still trying to do what you got to go do. So you're in the grind. Nothing has stopped.
Yeah,
Nothing has changed. You're still grinding it out, earning your spot.
Mm-hmm.
Earning your spot. You see, it's no miracle there. It's because you have such great confidence in your discipline. You've created these positive habits that you're just going to continue to do what you do, and it's going to filter off into your, your professional career, and that's just going to follow that. And that's why, with elevate your nutrition, the athletes are going to have to come see you. I mean, because these guys, I had one athlete today come in with his mom. I mean, the guy's like 6'1", 120 pounds. Like, seriously, you're not going to, seriously. I mean, Abbie, you're about 140, and this kid's 120, and he's 6'1", and you're 5'6". The difference is the muscle, and we know that, Abbie. So how is that kid going to play at a high level? He's not going to, right? I mean, you need food, right?
Yeah, food is fuel, so...
And that's funny because here, the culture here is, Dallas Cowboys play. Everybody puts all their money into Sunday carne asadas.
Yep.
I mean, where are the vegetables? Oh, we don't have any.
Avocado, bro, the salsa.
Oh, okay, yeah. And then, how about where are the everybody eats Whataburger here?
Oh yeah. I don't really like Whataburger. It's not my favorite.
Yeah, me neither.
Yeah, so, I got sick on Whataburger, so.
Me too.
Sorry, Whataburger.
Sorry.
Yeah. We're just going to keep it moving like that. So anyways, so you went to Lipscomb. You Yes, shout out to Alex. Alex Tirado did train here. He went to state in high school, and then he went to Lipscomb and ran there and had surgery his first year. So it's hard.
Yeah, it is very difficult.
And he also had failures. And that's one of the things that people tend to forget. And you said it, and I'm glad you said it, because this isn't for everybody.
Oh, no.
And you had family struggles, money got tight, and you know what? ELEV8 wasn't one of the things you needed to do. But the investment your father made, let me rephrase that. Let me re-say that. The investment your parents made paid off.
Yeah, it did.
I mean, even though none of us could see it, but I just knew your work ethic. I just knew it. And so when you signed, you actually signed here in ELEV8.
Yeah.
When you signed, you know, your dad came up to me and he said, "We did it." I said, "I told you."
Yeah.
Told you. So like, I was like, what were you thinking? I see her work. I know her work ethic.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what, you know, a lot of kids forget. It wasn't those 4.5 hour track high school practices. It was an hour of quality over quantity.
Yeah.
And get out of there and go study. Because I know you put up some hours 4 or 5 in the morning in that stag program.
No, that was terrible.
Yeah, I know you were up
my
at 4 or 5
goodness.
in the morning, sleeping an hour and a half, and go take finals.
Yeah, I don't recommend that. Don't do that.
Yeah, don't do that. You need hours of sleep,
Yes,
right?
that's a different
Yeah.
Abbie.
Yeah, that was a different Abbie. And that was an Abbie that, didn't you finish second in that class? Or first? Or where were you? Where were you in that class, in your class?
Okay.
Second,
was-
third?
I finished third, but that was a tragic story for me because one professor, he was terrible professor. His final exam, horrible. I was second salutatorian for like all the years I was in the Stag Academy, and then I took his class, got a B, and got third, and I wasn't able to say the speech, which I really wanted to, and I still look back to it, and it was a great loss for me, but I think I've recovered from it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think so.
Hopefully.
Yeah, I think so. Abbie with a B? Seriously?
I know.
That's like
I literally
unheard of.
cried.
That's unheard of. You get a B? Seriously?
Yeah. It was a terrible class. Like his final exam, like people cheated on his final exam to get an A. I didn't cheat, and I got a really bad grade.
Yeah.
And then I got a B.
By any
Wow.
chance, was it about rocks or a music
No,
class?
it was government.
Oh, okay.
Oh, let's not even go there. No, but we can.
Oh,
yeah.
no,
Yeah,
we're not going
Let's
there.
not get political right now.
I want to go back to all the adversity you faced. So you made it so far, but obviously it wasn't a pretty road. It was very bumpy.
Oh, it was
Had
so
a lot of
bumpy.
losses, like George said. So what kept you going? Because motivation is temporary. You have to be disciplined. What kept you going?
Honestly, I guess my faith and like knowing that like future Abbie would be so proud if like I accomplished this, and just making a better future for me and for others to come, because I knew people were watching me, and ultimately I had to do it for myself and prove myself that I can do this. And I don't know, I'm just, I guess, a very detailed and perfectionistic person, so like if I have something in mind, I will accomplish it. And yeah.
You need to have that vision, and obviously you had that plan to get there. Right? It wasn't lucky. I know you say it was a miracle, but you were in here putting in the work.
Yeah, it was a lot of hours.
A lot of hours.
A lot.
Yeah. It was a lot of hours and a lot of road trips. I mean, our summers were wherever Abbie was running, whatever meets we were at, that's where we were at that whole weekend. You know, I would leave Friday and be with them, and then you know, Lindsay would go up, and then you know, it was a whole weekend thing.
Yeah.
We're back in Laredo Saturday night, you know, 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock, whenever it was. And then January came. So tell us about your experience. We haven't talked about this. Tell us about your experience running indoor at A&M.
Oh, at A&M?
Yeah.
Oh, no. Okay, I didn't know. This was my first time ever running indoor, and I
Right.
didn't know that you're supposed to have your spikes checked. And I was going to run the 200, and they told me I couldn't run it. And we traveled all the way from Laredo to College Station, which is a very far drive. I think it's like 7 hours.
Yeah,
I think.
it's like something.
And I couldn't run it because I didn't get my spikes checked, and I had the wrong spikes, and I was crying. I was literally crying. But the next day I ran the 60 meters.
Yeah.
And I did good. I was good.
Yeah, she did really good. There was like
What's-
700 runners, something crazy like that.
Yeah, I was competing against all the college students.
Yeah, it was crazy. I remember, and it was just like, oh my god, like it was she. And here's Abbie,
Yep.
first time ever A&M indoor track, first time ever running indoor, correct?
Yeah, first
Yeah.
time ever.
So it's like it's shock and awe, and you're just like, what? Like you're looking at all the banners and everything, all these people, and I was like, okay, I'm here now.
What's the difference?
In indoor?
Yeah, and the your shoes. Why didn't they let you run?
Oh, because they have like a different like type of spike, and they don't want you to destroy their track with your spikes.
Okay.
And
They weren't. I think it's a shorter spike.
I think so.
Yeah, so they're longer spikes and shorter spikes, and they want you to use the shorter one so you don't tear up their track.
And then with indoor track and outdoor track, what? Like, is there any difference, or it's just cooler to be indoor?
I honestly like indoor a lot better.
Yeah.
It's the
The
facility is like great. Like you're
Uh-huh.
not outside, dying of heat and sweating.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I mean, indoor too. Some of the indoors some are flat
Yeah, I
curves.
was gonna ask because I've seen some on TV are like
Yeah.
this.
Some
Yeah.
have embankments,
Mm-hmm.
and so you're running on a bank. So
Yeah.
I mean, and there's some flat. It just depends, whatever the school has.
Yep.
University of Houston, was it?
Yeah. University of Houston.
Man, theirs is steep. They have a steep one.
Oh, I think theirs is flat.
Now?
Yeah. It's always been flat.
Is it?
Yeah.
No. Remember we had that one kid running, and he fell around that last whatever meters it was, 25 meters.
I have no idea.
You don't remember?
No.
Yeah, he
Sorry.
fell down. He was
Are you
like,
thinking of Texas Tech?
no, Texas Tech. It has
A bank.
bank, but it's not that.
Mm.
It's not. But unless they changed University of Houston, they had that. It was bigger. It was a bigger bank than most schools, and so a lot of people would fall.
Yeah.
And it kind of seemed like it was old too.
Yeah. I mean, going into Lipscomb, I never really ran on like a banked indoor track. And I think one of the meets, I almost fell because I didn't know how to run in it.
Yeah.
And I think I twisted my ankle.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you see. It's a different. People don't realize all those little things.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a big deal. And one of the things, like, the thing about track is it's not like baseball, football, or anything like that, basketball, it's you against the pavement. It's you against the clock. That's
Yep.
all it is. So you can have an athlete in, I don't know, San Ignacio, Texas, population of 300 or 200 or 150. And if you're fast, you're fast, period.
Yeah. Numbers don't lie.
And that's what it is. And so, it's quality over quantity. When you're out in a track for 4 hours in a high school, I mean, that's overdoing it. You get in, get out.
Yeah.
Get your work done. And that's why if you listen to what Abbie was saying earlier, she's in class, she hits the weights, she eats, and then she's at practice, and then she eats, and then she's at, weights. So it's eat, practice, it's breakfast, class, lunch, track, eat, weights, eat, study,
Yep.
bed. Wow. That's crazy. You're eating so much, Abbie.
I know. I have a big appetite compared to a lot of people. I have a really big appetite.
But you need that. I mean, you've got a lot of muscle on you too.
Yeah.
I mean, your body needs it. What you gonna do? All that. Think about all those years of you training, how hard you trained all those years, gymnastics and in track, and all of a sudden for you not to eat and lose all of that, what you've gained in all those years. I mean, it's a hard pill to swallow there. I mean, you've worked really, really hard for this. I always go back to those hot July, the second week of July, with a black track. Yeah, we got to get Axeman on that black track over there in Austin when it's 125 degrees on that track and your spikes are just melting. Like, yeah, it's the craziest thing. I mean, and it's super hot.
Is it kind of like baseball turf fields?
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
It's brutal. It's like being on the beach in that real white sand and that sun's hitting off and that glare hits you in the face.
In Argentina, by any chance?
Yeah.
With Arnold?
Yeah. That could happen too over there. So anyways, Abbie.
Yep.
So you went, you ran. How was, you have adversity in college as well because, you're not going to be everybody's cup of tea.
Mm-hmm.
Some people may like you, some people may not. And some people are there because they want to take your spot.
Yeah.
So tell us a little bit about the psychology of that. Like it's tough. Like, so the first thing, you're from where? Texas. So where did you run? What are your times? That's always, going to be one of the deals. It's kind of like baseball. So how hard do you throw? Yeah. I throw 68 on the black, but it's a hard 68. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah. Tell us about that. How difficult was it to be so far away from home?
Oh, yeah.
Being on your own. Everybody thinks that's easy.
Mm-hmm.
It's not. And especially being a female.
Oh, yeah.
It's tough. I know it's tough.
Yeah. I mean, I struggled. Like, my freshman year was not a pretty year. It was a very terrible year. I was inexperienced as a track athlete, and so each competition was like so new to me and all these new people, and I felt really small. Like, I guess like I didn't remember everything that I went through to get there, and I just lost confidence in myself. But yeah, it was lonely. Being away from my parents, like it was very different, and I realized I was a very different person compared to a lot of the people, because like I grew up here, like this was my home. ELEV8 was my home, and so it was like, hard work all the time. But then I go to Lipscomb and everything's different. Right. Like, it was hard to fit in, and especially as a Latina in a minority in,
Nashville, Tennessee.
Yeah, Nashville, Tennessee. It's very difficult to see like a culture shock, and honestly, I felt very left out because I'm close to my parents,
right,
and not a lot of people are very close to their parents back home, and so I kind of felt like small, like, you should be more independent and stuff like that, and it was hard. It was very hard.
It's always hard leaving home, That's and especially one thing that I feel like we do here and at a very high level is prepare you for the next level in the weight room. Oh yeah, I was a beast in the weight room for sure. And so that's probably where you got comfortable at. Oh yeah, my coach. Sorry. No, go ahead. My coach is like, you need to be as confident on the track like you are in the weight room, and so that's what we're working on right now. But. Yeah, I mean, you have to be. Look, so it's confidence. It's the same thing. If you don't get anxiety, and I'm not going to go into details about this, but anxiety. People get anxiety before their track meet. Why? Mm-hmm. Because they feel like they didn't do enough work to put them at that race. Okay, they should have done this. They start questioning their abilities, and you can't. You can't do. Every pro athlete has a strength coach, life coach, or mind coach. Mm-hmm. Why? You need it. Why? Because you're going up against the best of the best, okay? And you need it to get to the next level. To win that race, you need it. You need to feel confident 100%, 110% that you've done all the work needed to be done in order to compete at that race. Yeah. And sometimes it's tough. Yeah. It's tough. So that's why, just going to throw it out there this summer, Saturdays, 9 a.m., Elevate the Mind class. $5 entrance fee. That's what we're doing. That's what we're going to work on that. Because why? We need to work on it. And I know, for instance, Alex had anxiety at the start line. I'm going to be honest with you. I struggle with that like every meet I have. Yeah. But you need to learn how to channel that to a positive. Yeah. Because I know you, therefore I know you've done the work. Mm-hmm. I know you did the sleeping, the recovery, the vitamins, everything you've needed to get you to that level. I know you did it. Yeah. So Let the cards fall where they fall, because you did the work.
Yeah.
Now, if you tell me about some other kids, some other athletes that come through Elevate, I may have a different story about that, and that they need to be nervous and they need to be anxious. You know, you don't want to increase your cortisol levels at that point.
Yeah.
There's different things that you don't want to do, especially, you know, you're a thoroughbred. You're a horse. I mean, that's what you are at Elite Ferrari.
Mm.
You know? So now that I said that, Elite Ferrari, talk to us, Abbie, about, you know, a Ferrari takes 93 gas.
Mm-hmm.
In order to perform at that high level, that engine needs 93 octane.
Yeah.
So does the athlete. So talk to us about, you know, your food choices away from home.
Yeah.
And talk to us about, you know, where that has taken you in your career path.
Okay.
Okay, so let's start there. So Abbie, as you ran here with Elevate in the summers, how was that diet? What did that look like? Then what did it look like in college?
Mm.
And what are you doing going forward with your career?
Okay. So in high school, like, I ate very, like, clean and, you know, stayed away from, like, you know, sodas and fries and burgers and stuff like that. And, I give a lot of thanks to my mom because she helped me with that a lot, like going to H-E-B and buying the things that I know my body needs, like fruits and vegetables and fiber and all that jazz. And I guess, like, I carried that with me when I got to Lipscomb, and it's a whole new world of nutrition, and, you know, it's my passion, and getting to major in it and discover, like, all the science behind performance and things like that. It's amazing. And yeah, I just learn from day to day, like, new things, and debunking lies that you know, a lot of these nutrition people tell me, and getting to know the truth behind fueling properly and being the best athlete you can be.
So did you ever have a bad diet?
Yeah, I think, yeah, I did. Honestly, in gymnastics, I would go out, like, eat a taco, go to Wendy's, get a burger, some soda, some fries. But
I don't believe you.
I did, George. But when I came here, like, they really honed me on, like, nutrition, and I was like, oh, okay, let's, you know, if I want to go up there, I have to do what I have to do. So, I fixed my diet real quick. Like, I remember, I think, George, you were telling me, like, no sodas, and the next day I absolutely did not drink soda, and I still don't, like, to this day.
Ever?
There you go.
Yeah, I don't.
Not even like a Coke Zero?
It's not appetizing to me.
What?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'll
cold
do
turkey.
sparkling water
Nah,
sometimes.
it's
Oh,
cold
no,
turkey.
sparkling water is great.
Yeah, okay, see.
Yeah, Abbie. Yeah, Abbie. I heard a story, something like something about Whataburger fries in your face. You
Oh,
know?
yeah.
Is that true?
Yes, my parents taunted me. They're like, you know, eat some cake, eat some fries, and I was very strict about my diet. So
How did you do it with your birthdays?
oh, of course I would eat a cake, you know, and eat what I want.
Okay, ice
Yeah.
cream the whole night.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. That's cool. That's crazy though, right? That, you know, here down South Texas, you know, it's Whataburger.
Oh yeah.
It's a Whataburger. It's Whataburger.
The smell of Whataburger is disgusting to me.
Yeah, I can't do Whataburger either. I got sick on it, so no
Yeah.
more Whataburger for me. Danny, do you eat Whataburger? Yeah,
No,
we're on the
not
Whataburger
anymore. I
kick
actually
right now.
did like Whataburger a lot, but
Yeah.
I also got sick recently and haven't
you're
touched
done.
it since.
Yeah,
I mean, it's
same.
been like 2 months, but
Yeah.
I don't plan on going back there.
Good.
Yeah.
Sorry,
So-
Whataburger.
I like other fast food restaurants.
Yeah, sorry, Whataburger. Yeah. I mean, come on. You know, when a coffee shop, I'm not going to say, makes a better meal than Whataburger, you got issues there.
Yeah.
And their thing is coffee, not wraps.
Yep.
Yeah. That's, yeah. So, Abbie, let's talk about this. You got honed in on nutrition.
Mm-hmm.
Your career path is going that way. Talk to us the difference about a nutritionist
Mm-hmm.
and a dietitian. What are the explain to our followers here, our subscribers, right? Everybody subscribe, like, and share it. Yes. Yeah. What's the difference?
Okay. So a nutritionist is somebody that probably gets a certification, and they may go to school for they get their bachelor's degree or something like that, but they do not take the RD exam. They don't go get their graduate degree, and some people can honestly just get a certification online and call themselves a nutritionist, and they don't go through the rigorous schooling that we go through, and they can honestly say whatever they want, and nutritionists don't go to the hospitals and help with diets with heart attacks, burns, stuff like that, and they're not certified in food service management, because that's definitely what dietitians go through. Dietitians, they go to school for 4 years, get their bachelor's degree, and then they have to get their master's degree in order to take the RD exam. And once they pass the RD exam, they're a registered dietitian. And the schooling of a registered dietitian is, medical nutrition therapy, knowing all the calculations on how to calculate, body fat and hydration and stuff like that. And then, like I said, food service management, we have to know the cafeteria, how to run one, the equipment and stuff like that. And yeah, we're once I get my certification and pass the RD exam, I get to call myself a registered dietitian, which is of great honor and integrity. And anyone these days can call themselves a nutritionist, but it takes hard work to be a dietitian.
Yeah, I wouldn't see anything less from you, Abbie, coming from you, being that registered dietitian. Yeah. So with that in mind, what do you plan on doing with that?
Honestly, I can go many routes. I can start my own business, but I do want to hone in on sports nutrition and performance and see where that takes me, because there's many areas you can go into. You can go into fertility, losing weight and stuff like that. And there's just many aspects, and also community nutrition. And I don't know, growing up in the sports world, it's definitely my path to do sports dietetics.
Makes sense.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So, I mean, that's helped you a lot along the way.
Yeah.
Eating right, doing the right things as far as making the right choices with food. Because we all know down south, the dirty south down here, not that south, not the east south, but the central south, South Texas.
Yeah.
A lot of flour tortillas.
Yeah. They're so good, though.
Oh, thank you. Oh, my gosh. I was about to say, no way.
Yeah.
I mean, they don't have those tortillas in Nashville.
Well, yeah, you're not going to find
what they
them
have over there. They don't do carne asadas over there, obviously.
No, obviously not.
Yeah.
No. Barbecue.
Yeah, that's a culture thing down here. Yeah. It's totally different. Totally different over there, yeah.
Yeah.
So you didn't have a taco over there?
I mean, they do have taco places.
But I'm sure they have the trucks, right? The food trucks.
No. It's really fancy.
But it's white Mexican food?
Yes,
though,
it
right?
is. It is.
Oh.
Yeah.
So it's not.
They don't have street tacos.
No.
Start one.
That's crazy.
I honestly can. I have my certification to be a food service manager. So
seriously.
Yeah.
But that is just crazy to me. There's got to be. You're on the wrong side of town.
Probably.
You gotta go south side.
Yeah.
Where's Lipscomb located?
I think no.
What part of
I
town?
have to go north.
Okay, so go north. You're in the south.
Yeah.
Okay, so go north. Go the other way.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's where you need to be. I bet you there's food trucks over there, and there's that Mexican shop over there somewhere. Yeah, I know there is. I know in the hot ATL, I know it's excuse me, in the hot ATL, it's Beaufort Highway, and boy, you find all walks of life there.
Yeah.
From Brazilians, Argentinians, Venezuelans to Mexicans, the real Mexicans, the ones that cook the real Mexican food. Yeah.
So good.
Not this Tex-Mex
No,
Laredo
okay,
stuff.
I have
Yeah.
a story.
Yeah, let's hear it.
So I went to this really expensive taco place, and really
Taco place.
Yeah.
Expensive taco place.
Yes.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
The
Oh, yeah.
tacos
Okay.
were like the size of my palm. They're like $8.
Yeah, $10.
each.
I was gonna say $10. Yeah.
And they tasted horrible.
Oh
and
my
it was like
God.
this fancy thing, and they had like the sides and everything. Too much salt. It was horrible, and all my friends, they all liked
love
it.
'em, yeah.
Yeah, and I'm
What?
like, what are you eating? I will
Uh-huh.
never take my family there or anybody. I would never recommend that place. Like, that's a disgrace in the Mexican community.
Damn.
Yeah. What was it? Asian people cooking the meals or
No,
what?
probably,
Just
Yeah.
yeah.
I
I
don't
got
wanna
you.
say it.
Anyways, so that's crazy. That's just look, Tex-Mex food is totally different from anywhere else. I mean,
Yeah.
that's just what it is. And you're just not gonna find the kind of food. But being in the South, my point of saying that to you, being in South Texas, there's a lot of tacos being eaten, a lot of meat.
Oh yeah, a lot of meat.
Yeah. So from an athlete standpoint, it's not good to eat meat every day.
Oh no, absolutely not. Like, that's like not a leading cause, but that can cause like heart disease and stuff like that, because like all the fat in the meat, like it can clog your arteries.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's why we have a lot of issues, a lot of heart issues here in town.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, what is your plan? We're starting this summer. We're starting this summer. We're gonna have you're helping us here at ELEV8. You're gonna be coaching.
Yeah.
You're gonna help with this. Shocker. Breaking news: Abbie's one of the coaches for the summer speed. Imagine that.
Who would have thought?
Yeah, who would have thought that? Wow. She
Yeah.
could teach you guys a few things about deadlifting too. But
Oh,
anyways,
gosh,
we ain't
yes.
gonna get there yet. Yeah. She's also gonna be providing her service
Yeah.
of helping the athletes with their meal plans, right?
Yeah.
So there'll be more. We'll be having more on that soon. And you're going to be, so explain to us exactly. So somebody comes do an assessment with you. That's what everybody needs to do. All athletes of ELEV8 need to come, and speak with you and have an assessment with you. But even if you're not an ELEV8 athlete, if you're just an athlete in general,
Yeah.
they need to set something up with you, huh?
Yeah. My plan is like whatever goal you have, like if you want to gain some weight, like eat cleaner, like I can definitely help people with that. And I create individualized meal plans, so it's tailored to you and your needs, and the way you eat and the things that you don't like, what you like. And so hopefully I can help people reach their goals in nutrition and ultimately go and perform their best on the field. So yeah.
So that's huge. I mean, I cannot emphasize how important sleep, hydration, and nutrition are for your performance.
Yeah.
Nutrition, like I was talking to some of these athletes that we have here, they'll go 6-7 hours without eating.
No, I can't do that.
They'll go to a game, play a baseball game for 4 hours. They'll show up to the field an hour and a half before with nothing in their stomach.
Oh.
Nothing. Not a peanut butter sandwich, not an oatmeal, nothing. No banana, no protein, nothing.
That's terrible.
Jump out of bed, get ready, and go play.
Mm-hmm.
They won't eat for 7 hours. Then, when they get home, they'll order the big pizza, right? The large pizza, fully crusted. Oh, but I ate today. What did you eat? A large pizza. What else did you eat? What did you have for breakfast? Nothing.
No fruit,
What'd
no
you eat?
vegetables.
No, nothing. Nothing.
Yeah.
Nothing. Not even like most people won't even know what an acai bowl is, but
Yeah.
not even one of those. Nothing. I mean, it's just crazy to me. How do you go perform and expect to perform at a high level if you're not even eating?
Yeah. Not fueling your body with the nutrients it needs. That's creating a deficit, and no wonder people struggle with like not gaining weight and stuff, and feeling like, I guess, drowsy during the game, because you don't fuel your body with the glucose it needs.
Yeah, and I think that's a huge, in my opinion, from being down here for the last 10 years, that is one of the biggest game changers that we don't do down here. once you pass that checkpoint 29, and if you're from down here, you know you got to go through a checkpoint, the Border Patrol checkpoint, and it's mile marker 29. Once you cross that, it's a whole different ball game. And I think that's what they do better. When you get to the Austins, to the Dallas, the Houstons, the San Antonios, they do all of that better than we do.
Yeah.
And that's why they always win. And so, and it's not because, oh, they're better athletes. No, they start their training. They start their athletes in 6th grade.
Yeah.
And they start training. Imagine if you would have been with us since, you know, since 6th grade here at ELEV8. Imagine the difference. I mean, even though you made great strides, don't get me wrong, but the advantage you would have had.
Yeah.
You know, I always think back, imagine if she would have just come 2 years earlier. Imagine she could probably, when she was 15 years old, racing that pro athlete, she probably beat her.
Oh.
You don't know. That's crazy.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, that's, when you think about it, look, in order for you to believe something that you can do it, you gotta put in the work.
Yeah.
Or else you're gonna have doubt. You know, doubt will creep in. You know, fear is a liar. You know, these are some of the things that athletes go through, but they don't want to address. Why? Because they don't know how to address. Obviously, ELEV8, the mind's going to address that this summer, and we're going to address it at a high level. But for you, Abbie, you've mentioned today that you went through a lot of these things, and you were able to overcome. Okay, Alex had some of these things. I know Lindsay when she competed at the highest level, she went through some of this. You know, so when you perform at the highest level, you need to be able to perform at that level because you know what it takes to get there.
Yeah.
Then in order to get there, you have to have your T's crossed and your I's dotted with your food, you know, your nutrition, your sleep, your recovery, all of it.
Yep.
You know? So when you go back and you look at what you did at the Nationals, at AAU Junior Olympics, do you remember that day? Like, what you ate?
What I ate, like, that day?
Yeah. Because that's a special day for you. Like, you'll never forget that day.
Oh, I mean, afterwards, I went to Cheesecake Factory
There you go.
and got a cheesecake.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is, if you guys know Abbie, that's, like, unheard of.
Yeah.
But, so.
Yeah, it was really good.
Yeah. So, props to Cheesecake Factory. We always hit up cheesecake when we go out of town. I say we ELEV8 track team, and when we used to go to San Antonio and all those other places.
No,
Houston.
we used to go to Chili's.
Oh, Chili's.
George, I love Chili's because of you.
Yeah, we did hit Chili's all the time, didn't we?
I love Chili's so much.
It's easy. It's quick.
Yeah.
I mean, the macros probably aren't really that good, but
It's so good.
It's good. Yeah. It works. So, Abbie, wrapping this up here, your final thoughts. Where do you see yourself in the next 5 years? What do you see yourself doing, et cetera, et cetera? I know you have opportunities with us down the road when you're done, because I know your parents, so you're not coming home until you get that degree.
Yeah, of course.
So, and I know you want to get that and, you know, possibly go on and get your PhD.
Hopefully.
What are your plans? What are your future plans next 5 years? What do you plan on doing? I mean, obviously you still have to finish up school. You're still running, etc. So tell us, what does it look like for Abbie in the next 5 years?
Honestly, that's the thing. I question myself every day because I don't know, like, where I'm gonna go. Like, of course, I have you guys, which is great. But ultimately, like, just pushing myself to break barriers and stuff like that and start a business and you know, help as much people as I can and get as much experience as I can to help those in my community, because like when I look back, like, I can help people who are like me, who have that drive, and to get them where they want to be. Like, that would be the ultimate goal and satisfaction for me, to help others to become their best selves. And that's just, you know, honing in my education and getting experience and putting myself out there, basically, which is kind of tough. But I'm excited to see where I go and what I do with all my knowledge and stuff like that. And I I really just want to put all that schooling I've done, all that hard work, and put it to the test, and go out there and be the best dietitian I can be. So yeah.
That's really awesome.
I think you're doing a great job.
Thanks.
Obviously, I mean, you've been training here for a long time, and you also help out in the summer with those track kids.
Mm-hmm.
I've been part of those programs, and I always see you there. So you're setting a really good example for everybody else here in town, back home.
Oh, thanks.
And so we already have the lab. We're starting this podcast, and we're gonna go with. You're gonna start this Elevate Your Nutrition.
Yeah.
So, what do you plan on providing with that? Just a little overview.
Just like mainly it's educating the high school population on what's good to eat, and because there's a lot of misconceptions, like, you know, there's like protein, eating the right amount of food, and you know, energy drinks too, like just little things like that, because you can easily find stuff on TikTok and think that like that's expert information, but it's actually not. And so just trying to create great eating habits for Elevate athletes and fueling them properly to go out there and perform their best and be their best and show the world that Laredo has something to offer people. So yeah.
So Abbie, seriously, you just said something about TikTok. Really? People actually think that's an expert advice?
Yes.
Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
I'm not a social media type of person. I don't have any. But are you serious? People actually take that as like...
Yeah, like we're talking
the word,
to me.
like the man's word, like that, like an expertise kind of thing. Wow, that's crazy to me.
Like you
that's
see
insane.
a bodybuilder like on
oh my god,
in TikTok, but they take steroids and
right?
stuff
So
like
they're taking synthetics, they're taking PEDs, and they're saying, oh, this is, and that's the thing, you know. Abbie's going into this field. She's, you know, educating herself. She's going to go get her PhD. I know Abbie, so Abbie's going to get her PhD. So when you see her again, you know, she's going to be working towards that. I know that you cannot. Everybody's different. Everybody is different. Not everybody. Everybody is different. And I may have more acidity in my stomach than Danny, than you. So what I eat, what Danny eats, what you eat, for all of us to lose weight may be totally different.
Oh yeah, it is.
And people don't realize that. And it's just because they have a TikTok and they look like that, like 5% body fat, 8%, you know, taking all these different PEDs and things like this. And they're, wow, I can't believe people actually believe that's true. That's crazy to me.
And especially the high school population is so vulnerable to that. So giving them the right information.
No, that's huge. That's just crazy to me.
Yeah.
So, okay, Abbie, so let's wrap this up. One last question for you, unless Danny has something for you. One last question. So there's a little Abbie Alvarado running around Laredo, Texas, which there are a lot of little girls, young men, young women who want to go to the next level. What do you say to all of those young athletes? Like you were once when you were in, I think, 7th grade when you came here? First time?
I think I was starting 8th grade.
8th grade.
But I just finished 7th grade.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what, now you're just finished your 4th year? Well, it's kind of your 6th year.
Here?
Well, 4 years and then, it'd be 7 years here with us, right?
Yeah.
On that journey, what would you tell people, young athletes, male or female, what would you tell them?
Okay.
From your experience.
Sorry, George.
No, you go. Knock it out.
Dive in, dig deep, and always believe that you are more than what you think. Like, always give your 110%, and you know, you're gonna face a lot of things, but you always have to like remember who you are. Like for me, it was my faith, like knowing who I am in Christ, and that I'm called for more, and always believing that, even though people around me tell me that I'm not, I'm just from Laredo, that I can't do this and that, but breaking that barrier. And ultimately, like, when you go out there and believe that you can do it, you're believing in your future self. You're going out there and, you know, digging and being a, what's it called? I completely forgot what it's called, but like making a future for yourself. Don't be afraid of doing that, and don't be afraid of being different ultimately, because I definitely struggled with being different from people. Like, if you know me, I'm a very quiet person, but there's power in silence and working and doing what you need to do. And yeah, and your oddities make you are what inspires other people. So don't be afraid to be out there and be different and ultimately go for your goals. So yeah.
So I'm sure I know just like you have a lot of haters, so do we. So, high school coaches around town have even said, "Oh, those are fake weights over there." Yeah.
No.
Okay. Yeah. Those are real fake weights. We ask all coaches to come in and get a workout in. Mm-hmm. Let's see how fake they are. In addition to that, Abbie, you hit something that I think everyone needs to know, and that is, it's okay to be different.
Oh yeah.
It's okay.
Yeah.
We all are. He's different. You're different. I'm different. Axeman's really different. Yeah. I mean, he operates on a different schedule totally. And he's a, what was that? What was I saying earlier? Something about Predator. But everybody is going to go through failure.
Oh yeah.
And that's what makes the success sweet. And if you don't go through that failure, you're never going to make it. So if your parents coddled you, oh, it's okay. You got a medal. No. And I know you, Abbie, if it wasn't first place, it wasn't good enough. So that determination of that grind, of the consistency that created those habits to create your discipline is second to none of any athlete that's come through here. And that's what I believe has gotten you to where you're at today. And it'll continue to get you through your career and at a very high level. You will be, I have no doubt that you will be at a very high level of one of the best dietitians in the country. I know you. I know you. And we've talked about, some of the people out there that are really, really good people to follow. Mm-hmm. We've talked about some of those, Steffi for being one. Mm. You will be one of those people. And you'll be one of those people for the people of 956.
And I'll be one of your customers.
Yay.
So, lastly, Danny, Abbie, anything y'all want to finish this out with?
Oh, no, I really like that little speech you gave there at the end.
Thanks.
People need that, somebody else. That's why we like having people like you on, because you give your experience, you talk about your story. And obviously, outsiders, they just see your page and they're like, oh, she's committed D1. But they don't know about all these things that happen to you, all these things you face. So thank you, Abbie, for coming on here and sharing your story.
Thank you for having me.
No, thanks. Definitely. Even though, we had little technical difficulties. We're not going to say what happened, but whatever. iPhone 15, whatever. Hey, like, subscribe. If you learned anything from this, and I know you did learn a lot because I know Abbie brings that knowledge. Learn, subscribe, like, share, all of it. Okay? We're not asking for anything other than that. If you learned anything from this, like, subscribe, share. That'll help us. Definitely subscribe. Hit that little bell thing, too, while you're at it.
Notifications,
Yeah, the notifications, Hit that up, help us out, help you. And the last reminder is, Abbie will be here all summer long. Yep. She'll be here dropping her knowledge with her nutrition. If you need to, just come on in and ask for an assessment on her nutrition plan, and we'll get you set up. And we'll get you set up with Abbie. And also, Summer Speed begins next Monday, a week from today. It begins June 5th, I believe. Yeah. Abbie is one of our coaches out there, so you'll see her and you can talk to her directly. Definitely any athlete, any track and field athlete looking to go next level from high school needs to come to ELEV8 and chat with Abbie to see what it takes to get there. You heard her story. She grinded it out, and she's there. And she's not looking back.
Yep. Also, follow Elevate Your Nutrition on Instagram.
Elevate Your Nutrition on Instagram.
Follow the podcast, Elevate Pod. Follow the lab, Elevate Performance. And Elevate the Mind. Follow all those pages so you don't miss out on anything.
Yep.
Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for watching. Until next time. That's right.
That's right.
Bye.